So since both of us, I've known you because of the markets, because of the stock markets, and the stock market.
Yeah, but we never spoke all this before. Yeah. But it's good we are in this environment. We get this chance.
We get the chance and we have the time also. And I think the stock market has been that benevolent God to all of us, right? Especially to me. I mean, I came from a place of a lot of lack. Like my parents never invested in the markets. They would only be working from paycheck to paycheck and then barely bought a house. So from there, for me to invest and compound my money over time has been nothing short of a miracle in a small way. I'm sure that's the case for thousands of people who invest. So to become a successful investor in today's day and age, what are the 4 or 5 guidelines that one should go about?
See, one, of course, is the most famous lecture of Charlie Munger, which I benefited from, was the lattice work of mental models. Okay. That you must know the essence of most things in life. Like there's a law of physics, right, which will talk of leverage, which will talk of stress levels. There's a law of probabilities, which you'll get from mathematics. There's a law of behavioral science, which you'll get from what are the things which will make people behave in a certain way is on the incentives of how that works. You must know the language of investment, which is finance and accounting. Otherwise, it's like an engineer walking into a factory without knowing the basics of engineering, trying to build machinery. So all that preparatory work is required. And the stock market, I would guide people who are interested. There was an article I'd done in 2008 for Economic Times, which was Capital Markets and the Path to Nirvana. And saying that this is a real-time spiritual laboratory that we are born into, because everything that happens in the world affects you. So it makes you that much more aware, right? Otherwise, you think you're working in your business, nice, cozy corner, making widget, shipping it out to your people, collecting money, thinking I'm the cat's whiskers. And one day, suddenly, someone puts 60% tariffs and boom, your business is gone. If you're not aware of what's going on, you're heading for trouble. Mm-hmm. Like same way, if we're only going to copy someone else's technology and not develop our own, we're going to one day, China is not going to send you this rare earth or he's not going to part with this technology and you're trapped. So this awareness, which you get by being in the stock markets, is incredible. Then you get to work with the finest minds of your generation and your access, like you've experienced it more than me, is unparalleled. Then what is the highlight of spirituality? Detachment. That your most favorite stock, someday you have to say goodbye. There's a price at which you'll sell it. So all these things are getting tested in real time and it's throwing you stuff. Every day there's a quote coming to you. If you can practice stillness in that and live with equanimity, this too shall pass. Everything is an impulse which will rise, peak and go away. You're experiencing it all the time over here. So there is no greater profession in my mind why God has landed us, why He's landed you here. And this compounding is another thing I'm a bit scared of. It's not in nature to compound.
What do you mean by that? Everyone has only one goal.
It is the Western way of saying, बस पैसे बनाओ, पैसे बनाओ, पैसे बनाओ. For what? करोगे क्या? कितना लेके जाओगे? How much will you consume?
But see, that you can say after you have made the money.
No. How much do you need? Honestly, be honest. Like, what do we need for our need? And how much do we need to, I should have more than that guy.
But a lot of people, Manish, struggle with basic needs also.
No, basic needs, again, I'm saying you can't have a baby in 2 months. It will take you 9 months to get. So, you're meant to be living that Grahast ashram from 25 to 50.
20 years.
Abhi 30 साल में आप सोच लो, I should be living like my papa at 55. It's not going to happen. Work for it, no?
Yeah.
It will happen to you. Someone is lucky he's born to a rich family. That's his good luck. But he may have other tragedies which you don't know about. Right? In his family, something may have happened. His relationships may not be working. We don't know.
Yeah.
So everything looks rosy from outside because you're only seeing one prism. Why are you getting that life? You think, अरे मैं भी इसके जैसे बिलियनर के घर में पैदा हो जाता है. उसको मालूम पड़ता है वो बिलियनर कितना बेचारा दुखी है कि बीवी से झगड़ा है, बहन से झगड़ा है, फादर से लगता है कि कुछ मुझे पावर ही नहीं दे रहा है. He has his own set of troubles, which in his context is like maybe the watchman standing out has his set of troubles, but to each of them, these are the biggest troubles in their life, which you have to face. So it will happen. I don't think you're being over anxious on this and over indexing. And coming back to this compounding point, if you have to compound something, then you should live forever. You should live to be 200. Your health should be always of a 35-year-old because that's the peak of your life. It doesn't compound. Nature is going to make you old and go away. The seasons come and the seasons pass. The day comes and the night comes and passes. Why should your spreadsheet keep compounding your money forever? Why should it happen? What will that do to you? Because then it'll be, I need this more money to make me more famous, or to buy things which I don't need, or to have the ego that I have more than the other guy. Per se, how much can you consume? And then you live to 93, 95, 99, and then like, let me give this away to that foundation. But pehle kyun nahi diya? Why are you having 100 billion at the age of 90? What were you doing?
So I have
So
an answer to
what's the
that.
point?
I have an answer to that, and I may be wrong. A lot of people have the fear of losing money because of the lack that comes with it. Like suppose I'm 70 and I can't pay my medical
So
bills.
fear is the whole root of, you're starting your life fearful, yeah, I won't have enough, and you're ending your life fearful that I may not have enough. So पूरी जिंदगी आपने fear में जिए. And if you're truly endowed and you're feeling full and gratitude, actually, what do we do in the stock market? There's a river of money flowing in front of you. हमको लोटा डालना है और लोटा निकालना है. अब वो लोटा को आप सिंटेक्स का टंकी बना के रख लोगे, and that money just stagnates and it's not used. It will also decay if you just keep cash in the pillow.
Correct.
It's going to decay, right? Like Peter Diamond is, I'd attended the course at Singularity. He comes, he looks at me, Manish, what's the problem with you guys? You think money is a form of matter. You want to make it and you want to store it. Money is a form of energy. It must flow.
Wow.
Right? So keep investing, put it back the right people, back what is coming next. And he gave us the mantra that you guys in India are so smart, but you're only copycats. You're only processing for somebody else. The best IT company in India is processing for someone else. The best engineering company in India is processing for someone else. Invest in IP, invest in technology, invest in products. That's what's going to make you make the next leap. Otherwise, you'll forever be number 3.
Why is that? Why don't Indian companies invest in their own products?
We don't have a mentality to see, still in India, to do something with your hands is still looked down. We want a Brahminic society. Mental work हम करते हैं. उसमें भी IP creation नहीं होता है. But also like I'm a bit charitable there. I think it's a cycle of how the country evolves.
Yeah.
That you build your balance sheet and say like my son, he will be thinking a lot more about impact and technology investing and risk, right? If I was doing it and I say this may or may not work out for 10 years, I may not see a return. And I don't know what my tax treatment will be at the end of 10 years. I was unlikely to take the bet. Same way for a lot of Indian industry, which at one level I was debating with Peter that actually the Indian industrialist deserves Padma Shris because they're facing bullets from all sides. Someone can come and shut down their factory tomorrow for some, item which you think you've broken this rule, because there's so many rules we don't know what's happening. And everything is guarded to think कि ये बड़ा उद्योगपति चोर है, इसने कुछ किया होगा. They're not thinking of them as job creators, as wealth creators for the larger good of society.
Yeah.
And that transition also has to happen in our country. And our business community has to stop being merchants and become true industrialists and invest in technology. And we don't have a measurement for technology. Even here, like when we started, you said we need to create a new Harvard in terms of universities here. We measure professors by the hours of teaching they do in the classroom.
Correct.
But if that guy is not going to spend time researching, he's not going to teach something new. He's going to teach what he was teaching in 1970. Like the bulk of our IITs, IIMs, with due respect, are still regurgitating the stuff which we were learning when we were there 40 years ago, 50 years ago. If they don't teach you cutting edge stuff, the guy who comes out will not be doing cutting edge stuff. Like again, I was talking with Professor Behara. He said, I told them you would take the top 10 things which India is lacking. Let's reverse engineer and then see how we can leapfrog. And if that's a challenge thrown to our youngsters today, they will do it. I'm sure it will happen. The next 10 years, what will come out of India, I think will surprise the world. And when you say for youngsters, please look back. The last 35 years, India has compounded, say, we'll do double every 5 years. So 4 times in 10 years. Now you think 2025 to 2047 is 22 years. So if you go 4 times in the first 10, then another 4 in the next 10, that's 16. And then by midpoint, another 5 years, you'll be another 2. So 16 times 2 years, 32 times if you go up from today. Why are you feeling you're poor? You're waiting to get rich. So the more you can save today and invest, the more you're going to end up with. And even if you don't do 30 times, let's say 4 guna nahi hua 10 saal mein, 3 guna hoga. 3 into 3, 9. and then another 1.5. So it'll be 14, 15 times up from today. So say you got 100 crores, you'll be at 1500 crores. You can't imagine it today. You can't compound. You can't mathematically think about it.
I'm okay with 100 crores. I don't need
You'll
more
get
than
there.
that.
And more importantly, I wish our currency is not 90 to the dollar, but 9 to the dollar. Even that will happen. And I've been blowing this pipe for the last 10 years. We are doing a disservice to ourselves by letting our currency crap out. The Chinese yuan has been pegged to the dollar since I don't know when, the last 20 years. If we were 40 to the dollar and we fell to 90, they are the same what they were in 2006. And see the purchasing power. See the power projection it gives them, ability to spend on tech, defense, military. The projection that country gets because of having a strong currency has been lost. The way we degraded ourselves in terms of putting our culture down, putting our educational system down, looking down on our past, is the same thing looking down on our Indian industry and only export Bhagwan hai. All you did was transfer your excess earnings to the foreigner because they just beat you down on price each time you got a devaluation. That transfer never happened and came to Indian pockets. If you were buying a motorcycle in 2006, it was what, 40,000 rupees? And you can't get a motorcycle for 1 lakh today. And it's not like your salaries have gone up so much. So you're going to feel poor, then you don't have consumption. Then you say there's no market, therefore I can't invest, and therefore there's no point in doing technology. So you're just in a vicious circle because of that. But this will break.